go.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to the show. We're going to talk a little bit of football. Everything that has been going on. I have some thoughts. I'm sure Tim has some thoughts. I'm going to give my thoughts on free agency and who gives a shit about it, because who's out there? Who is out there that we really give a shit about? Name me one free agent, and I want everybody to honestly sit here and think about this, those that are watching us. I really want you to think about, name me a free agent besides Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, for that matter, that anybody has really given a shit about or was really a huge pickup for a team that made them a Super Bowl contender, like, immediately. That's my point. And I know he's not here, and this is why I asked him to come on the show. I asked Cody to join us because we got into a little, not heated, but he was saying, you know, he's the one, he put every free agent signing in the chat, and I'm like, is that really news? Here's the thing. When free agency happens, I'm looking for who's out there that's going to make an impact and put me in the Super Bowl. Name me a player in this free agency or any free agency besides Tom Brady or Peyton Manning that can say, hey, we're going to win a Super Bowl with this guy because we're picking him up. The last one that I can honestly remember is Reggie White. And that was back in 1996. I'm sure there's been more, but that, off the top of my head, this is what I mean by free agency is just a joke anymore. This is why players are overpaid, because these free agents, let me throw a name out there. Who is a top free agent this year?
Wide receivers. Probably Odell Beckham.
Okay, so he's probably going to ask for 7 figures, right? Is he really? Is he really worth 7 figures?
Coming off an injury, I'd be leery with him coming off of an ACL.
He's blown his knee out twice, the same knee, twice.
You really want to give him 7 figures? I'd give him like $4 or $5 million a year at best.
Okay, so I would go out and pay. Now for Odell Beckham Jr., I would go out and pay $4 to $5 million a year for him, because he can produce. He can produce. The question that I have: can he stay healthy? I'm not going to go. Name me another free agent out there. I don't have the free agent list in front of me. Where I can say this guy is worth 7 figures. I don't see it. The free agent that the Titans picked up, the offensive tackle, can't think of his name. Oh, Orlando Brown. Is he? Everybody's got the people that, and I don't think that he signed with Tennessee. If he did, he isn't that much of an upgrade. He's a right tackle that wants to play left tackle because he thinks that he is good enough to play left tackle. He came from Baltimore and said, I will not sign with Baltimore because I want to play left tackle. When in fact, they already have a left tackle.
Yeah.
Who they already paid a lot of money to. He happened to get hurt.
Yeah, he wants to play left tackle
because
that's where the money is on the O-line.
He's not that good.
Left tackle and center are the money position on the O-line.
And even then, a center is in a money position. In fact, I would go out on a limb and say center is more important than a left tackle.
I'm just saying those.
I know.
I
get it. I'm just pointing out. I would argue that, and I agree, they are the two highest paid. Although I would say that center is more important than tackle, because I know the tackle position, the left tackle, or if you have a left-handed quarterback, the right tackle position is important.
Yeah.
If you have a right-handed quarterback, the left tackle position is more important.
Yeah.
I would argue that the center is more important. Why? Because he is essentially the quarterback of the offensive line. He has to know what every other player on that offensive line is doing. He has to find where that middle linebacker is. So when you see a center point, he's pointing for the quarterback. Hey, if there's your Mike backer. You know, whatever. They're doing this coverage. They're doing that. So the center has to know everything. He has to know about as much as a quarterback does. He doesn't need to know what fucking route a wide receiver's running. Okay?
Nope.
He needs to know what blocking schemes they're going off of, and he has to communicate with the quarterback. So he is to me more important than a fucking tackle.
Yeah.
But again, back to the free agents, there is no more. There are no free agents out there that even Green Bay. Green Bay doesn't. They're re-signing players at minimum.
The other free agent, now that I think of it, that is a big name. He's restricted free agent, is Lamar Jackson.
He's not a free agent. Here's the difference.
No.
Here's why he's not a free. He's not a free agent though.
You're right. I'm wrong. I just remember
he's tagged. He was
under
tagged.
The restricted franchise tag.
Yes. So he's tagged. I
tag.
hate that when I get what people are saying. Yeah, he didn't sign it. Well, they tagged him. So unless the team that wants him offers him that money, the Baltimore Ravens will just match it.
Yep.
And if they don't, you have to give them first-round draft picks.
2 first-round.
This is why nobody's reaching out to pick him up. It's a sign. It's essentially a sign and trade, is what it is.
Yeah, and all the fans out there saying that it's collusion amongst the NFL owners.
But there is no. Now, if he was a free agent, yes, I would say that guy right there. I would probably pay 6 years for
10, 15?
No, I'd pay him more than that. He's worth more than Aaron Rodgers.
He's at least 22.
No, he's worth as much, if not more, than Patrick Mahomes. I guarantee it. Guaranteed.
At least, but
he'd probably 6 years, $250 million is what I would give him. Probably give him.
Oh, then you look at a 10-year contract, probably. 10
No.
years, $25 million.
10 years, $25 million. What? No, 6 years, $250.
$25 million apiece.
No.
That adds up to $250 million.
I'm telling you right now, Patrick Mahomes' contract is 10 years, $450 million. It's the guaranteed money, what you're talking about.
Okay.
So the guaranteed money would probably be somewhere between 180 and 200.
Yeah.
Because that's the market.
But again, it's not collusion. It's just the owners don't want to give up. The owners and whoever and general managers do not want to give up the the first round draft pick.
Well, okay, and I know you said they don't want to give fully guaranteed. He doesn't want a fully guaranteed contract.
That's what he said.
No, that is not what he said. He did say, he said he wants 3 years at $130 million guaranteed. He did not say, I want 3 years, $130 million, all of it guaranteed. He wants 3 years, $130 million guaranteed. So he probably wants 3 years, probably $150 million.
Or something, yeah.
I do know that he did come out and say he wants out of Baltimore. So he's doing what Aaron Rodgers did. He came out and said, I do not want to stay in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm. All I saw was source said he wanted out.
But he quoted him. I don't think he wants. Look, if Baltimore's waiting for somebody to bite.
Yeah.
Once they bite, they're going to offer him money. If they offer him money, Baltimore matches it. If they don't, that team gets him, and then they get 2 first-round picks. Yep. Who has the leverage in that? Baltimore does. Not Lamar Jackson. Baltimore does.
Yep.
But Cody, when you get the chance, if you want to pop in, we are in the regular group talk because you're the one that's all about the free agency stuff. Fucking killing me.
That was big that came out was that the Bears traded the number 1 overall for the Panthers.
They traded. Go ahead.
Bears got back the Panthers first round, couple of second rounds, and DJ Moore, if I remember. I don't remember the package, but
the Packers haven't done shit.
No, I don't remember the package that the.
Oh, I think that was it. It was a first round, a second round, and DJ Moore for Chicago Bears first round.
And it might have been like a 4th round or something else.
A future 4th rounder. What either way, is it really going to make a difference? I don't think so.
It'll help the Bears at least.
Will it though? Will it?
They got a better wide receiver for.
They've had good wide. Here's the problem with the Bears. I'm going to say this. I don't hate the Bears. I'm not hating on the Bears, all right? The Bears have had good wide receivers. It's the coaching that sucks. I don't know who is hiring these coaches in Chicago, but they're getting worse and worse and worse. Just like Detroit, which is getting better. Bill Campbell is the guy.
Step up to begin with.
Now, I want to talk about one fucking player. And I defended him, but I'm done. I think Aaron Rodgers is a fucking liar. I don't think Green Bay treated him as badly as he's saying they did. Because a lot of stuff is not making sense. Why would you, this is after a lot of thought. Why would you, now what I will say is this. I do kind of understand and agree with him on the fact that he went into this darkness. Well, he explained it. If you watch the thing, apparently it's not what you think it is. He actually goes into a room and sits in darkness. And I wouldn't mind doing it. I would do it if I was going through the. Look, this guy has carried a franchise for 15 years.
Yeah.
The problem that I have is all of these fucking Packer fans that come out and say, well, they haven't provided him any weapons. So Jordy Nelson and Devontae Adams, and, well, they weren't first rounders. You know what? Fucking, what's his name? Antonio Brown was a 7th round draft pick and until he became a fucking clown, was the receiver before Devontae Adams actually overtook. Cooper Kupp, who's considered to be as good, if not better than Devontae Adams, was not a first-round pick. The problem with these fucking people is they think they live and die on the first round. This is why the first round means shit to me. Yes, we cover it because it's the first round. Everybody does. Right?
Because it's new.
The thing is, you're building a team on a hope. When you're drafting a player, you don't know if this guy is actually going to be the guy. Let's take a look at Zach Wilson, everybody said, oh, he's going to be the guy. He's going to be the best player to come out of this draft. He's the shit. Why in the fuck are the Jets wanting to trade for Aaron Rodgers? What the fuck does that tell you? Do not rely on a first-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
I do not fucking understand. You get more value out of your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh round guys.
We've seen it over the years. We've seen undrafted guys go on to have great careers.
Tom Brady, pick 199, wasn't in the first round. Turned out to be the greatest player of all time, apparently.
According to some.
Come on, not every fucking first rounder is the greatest ever. I hate people that think we need. If you don't go out and get a first rounder, come on. Amari Rodgers was projected to be a first round guy when he was a junior in college. Look what happened to him. Like, come on, people. Use your fucking head. When you look at a draft, the value of a first-round pick is higher because it is a first-round pick. Look at Baker Mayfield. He's a fucking has-been. Okay? Think about it. He was the number one pick in the draft. Kyler Murray, bust. Ryan Leaf, bust. There have been more busts as first-rounders than I have ever seen. Like, I am just seeing bust after. You don't take value in your first round picks. Don't. Yes, if they're there and they're projected to be, this is why I take no fucking stock in the combine. All I ever fucking hear in the combine is this guy can run a 4.240. Great. Can the guy catch? Can the guy run a route properly?
Can the guy learn the playbook?
Can the guy block downfield for a running play? Can the guy, tackle just in case of an interception? These are the things that I look at.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look at a guy, oh God, he runs 4.240. He's on my board. Is he though? Is he? Should he be? Oh, he can catch. But can he catch when somebody's draped all over him? That's another thing. Devontae Adams, I can tell you right now, if you were to redraft, Devontae Adams would go in the mid-first round. If not in the top 10. You just never fucking know. You never fucking know. Not every fucking player. Lamar Jackson, 2 years in the league. MVP.
Third year, yeah.
Look at Russell Wilson now, granted, not the most recent incarnation of Russell Wilson. But Russell Wilson was picked in the third round. Look at what he did in Seattle. I'm not talking about his stuff in Denver. Denver, he's lost his mind.
Well,
7 foot.
I think some of that had to do with other things, but I still think he's a good quarterback.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I think he's a good quarterback, too.
Well, okay, so Alex Smith should have gone 24th. Aaron Rodgers should have gone first. Again, an oversight. He projected. The reason that I hear this all the fucking time. We're going to draft this guy. This guy, we're going to draft him number one because he has a bigger upside. Don't you want to win now? If you're drafting a quarterback, and here's the thing with quarterbacks. If you're drafting a quarterback, he's your franchise guy. You don't draft a quarterback. Now, the Packers drafted the quarterback in the first round, and it was Alora's 26th pick. So, when you get down into the 20s, the mid-20s to 30s, it doesn't matter if you get him in the second round or the first round. The money isn't that big of a difference. I mean, it is.
No.
But it's not like it's not like it's so far, that much of a gap in as far as But people going out and fucking, they reached. Did I not say they reached for Zach Wilson?
We all did, I think.
I said I don't know what the fuck the Jets are doing. Everybody thinks Joe Douglas is a great fucking mind. I don't know if the guy really is. Now, Cody is here. What's going on, Cody? We'll see you later, Cody.
Here goes, Cody.
Don't be afraid, Cody. I'm not going to yell at you. I just had questions for you. Are you back?
I don't think he can get it off of mute.
So he's on his phone. That's you have to take it off of mute before you come into the call. I learned that when I was on mute for Derailed one time. There you go. What's up, Cody?
Not much. I'm trying to get my audio to connect to my headphones.
Figured. So what? You're the free agent guy, flooding the chat with all the mediocre free agent signings. And I asked this question at the beginning. Name me a free agent aside from Tom Brady and Peyton Manning that have really...
Bundy.
Oh, we're going to win the Super Bowl because we signed this guy. I'm just asking.
Stop.
Randy Moore.
They made it to the Super Bowl, but did they win it?
He wasn't a free agent.
Yeah, well, that's true. He
He was a
wasn't.
trade.
He was a trade.
He was a depreciated asset, so to speak.
He was a depreciated asset when he was drafted. The guy was a clown.
Yeah.
He didn't grow up until after he left Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Did turn out to be a great player.
Yeah.
One of the greatest to
Immensely
never
talented.
one of the greatest to never win a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
My point is, and this isn't a shot at you, and like I said, when you put all that stuff in the chat, I appreciated it, but like the Robert Tonyan signing, come on. I watched Robert Tonyan for 17 games, and I can honestly tell you, he's not worth the fucking money. He may be worth the league minimum. Who is the offensive tackle? I know Tyler Lewin went to free agency. Who is the guy that signed with Tennessee that you said, oh, come on, he's a good signing? Who is the guy?
Dillard.
What?
Andre Dillard.
Andre Dillard? He didn't even start.
I know he was injured. He was hurt.
Yeah, he injury prone. How much did they give him?
Yeah. I don't know. I have to look at that.
I know he's a first round pick, but again, I just don't take stock in free agency like other people do because like Reggie White is the last free agent that I can honestly remember that was worth a free agent pickup. That I said, oh my God, Green Bay is going to win a Super Bowl. Eventually they did. They had to put the pieces around him, but he was that piece. That's what I think free agency should be. Now free agency is teams are overpaying for players
Leaving them barely
who
even
they
in the draft.
think are going to be worth the shit and never turn out to be. Not saying that some of these guys won't be serviceable. Now, free agency essentially is, well, we're going to fill positions because we need to fill positions. So they go out and get this guy and this guy. If they need a starter, not a Pro Bowler, the big free agents that's where my free agency, where if there was a big free agent pickup, and I have not seen one yet that I could say is going to make an impact for a football team. They're just pretty much, they're going to be starters, but I don't know if they're ever going to be that essential piece that they need to get to a Super Bowl. Like Tom Brady is the last one, and that was in 2020 or 2021, when they won the Super Bowl. which is 2021. But now I want to go ahead.
He got paid 3 years, $29 million.
Do you really think he's worth $10 million a year almost? Do you see what I mean? See what I mean? You're overpaying for a free agent that might turn out to be a superstar, but the chances are what? They're taking a gunner on a guy that may fill that spot. I didn't even know he was a football player until I looked him up on Madden. Just saying. I'm not shitting on it. I'm just saying these teams are overpaying, which is why you see these teams cutting players. That's another thing I wanted to talk about real quick. And then I want to get to fucking Rodgers. I really want to get to fucking Rodgers. I really do.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yep. So, Keith Byard, safety for Tennessee, right? They offered him a pay cut.
Yeah.
And his response was, I don't...
No.
Which, do we even know why they were offering? Why they said, hey, will you take a pay cut? Was it because his play had diminished? Because honestly, best player on the defense this year. Do I really think he's worth the money he's getting paid now? I don't think so. But that's just me. I honestly think the guy is overpaid. He's being paid to be that guy that makes a difference. Is he making that much of a difference on the Tennessee defense? I've seen the linebacking core making more of an impact than him. Is he a good player? Sure. I don't know how much he was making. But if he did say, I want to stay in Tennessee for my career, right? The same thing that Aaron Rodgers said. I want to stay in Green Bay for the rest of my career. Fine. Teams are going to pay you, but then they're going to say, hey, we need to do a pay cut. We need to sign other players or we're going to be mediocre for the rest forever. This is what players don't fucking understand. It's billionaires fighting millionaires. Millionaires really have no reason to talk because they're already over fucking paid. I don't know if these players don't understand. They may understand, but they sure act like they don't when they say, no, I'm not taking a pay cut. They don't understand that these owners have to pay bills too. Yes, they are billionaires. But didn't they almost cancel the Tennessee Titans game because the power bill? Like, it takes a lot of money to run that fucking stadium. A lot of power. This is what people don't think about, is these owners have to pay a lot of fucking money to operate. There's operating expenses. Yes, they make billions. But why in the fuck should they pay out of their pocket for a player when they have a salary cap in place? What really pisses me off is these players, like, think about this for a minute. The salary cap is $224 million this year, right? Aaron Rodgers' salary is $60 million this year. Possibly. That's 1/4. In fact, that's more than 25% of the salary cap. Think about that for a fucking minute. Who in the fucking Green Bay sign? They can't sign anybody. Because they have no cap room because they got a fucking prima donna that thinks he's worth $60 million a year. And I'm calling Rodgers a prima donna because he is acting like a fucking cunt bag.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of respect for Pat McAfee when he said what he said. Gutekunst paid Aaron Rodgers $60 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
They need an answer by a certain amount of time, or they have to pay you. You tell us, do you want to retire or do you want to stay? And this is what I think happened. We aren't hearing what Green Bay is saying. And I think Green Bay is doing the right thing by letting Aaron Rodgers dig himself a grave.
Mm-hmm.
The more Green Bay doesn't say anything, the more I'm starting to think Aaron Rodgers is lying. Because why would Green Bay 1 minute say, well, you do your thing and let us know just by a certain date? And then, did he have that conversation where he's 90% retiring and 10% going to play again? Did he have that conversation with Green Bay? Not hearing it from Green Bay. So I'm thinking Aaron Rodgers is trying to make himself look good. But the more Green Bay doesn't talk, who do you think has more leverage, the Packers or the Jets?
At this stage now, I'd say the Packers have more leverage.
If Aaron Rodgers wouldn't have said a fucking word to Pat McAfee on the McAfee show, do you think the Packers wouldn't have any leverage? I honestly think if he wouldn't have said anything, he'd have more leverage. The Packers would not have one leverage at all.
They probably wouldn't have anywhere near the amount that they have right now.
I think the trade is going to end up being the Packers are going to trade their first round pick for the Jets' first round pick for Corey Davis, because he's likely to get cut. Okay? And a future second round pick and Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm. And Jets assume all of Aaron Rodgers' contract, right?
I think so. So what I heard from in the thing with him is that the contract will then move over to New York. So New York could end up picking up the tab.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I think New York should pick up the tab. If they want Aaron Rodgers they should
cover it.
They should pick up the tab. That's me personally. That's got to be in the deal too. If they want to take all of the salary, I'll be like, all right, then we'll remove the second round pick. We'll take Aaron Rodgers, our first round pick, their first round pick, and Corey Davis. Because you're going to cut Corey Davis anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do. I don't know, man. What you all know my feelings on what happened last year with Aaron Rodgers and all that shit. If he stays, he stays. If you don't, you don't. I am not an Aaron. I shouldn't say I'm not an Aaron Rodgers fan because I loved watching him throw the football.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably the greatest to ever throw the football.
You're just not a fan of his current actions.
When it comes to in the end, I am a Packers fan.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. It's the same thing with Brett Favre. When Brett Favre, now everybody's like comparing this to the Brett Favre situation. There's a huge difference.
Favre was a drug addict.
No, he wasn't.
Favre was a
At the beginning of his career, he was, but he wasn't afterwards. You can give me that look, but I know for a fact he was not, because he was not doing drugs. He wasn't a meth addict.
That's addict.
No.
There were reports about the female reporter.
See, I don't
Guess
care.
what?
See, here's the whole thing. I don't give a fucking shit what they do in their free time. Why? It goes along with everything. Like the WWE superstars. I don't give a shit what they fucking do. If they want to wiggle their ass out in the fucking middle of a fucking runway on a fucking airport, have at it, my friend. Have at it.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go to jail for it, but have at it anyway. And I don't give a shit.
Oh, yeah.
All I care about is you entertain the fuck out of me when you're doing your job. While you're getting paid to do your job.
Mm-hmm.
Where I have a problem with it is if you're always missing time because you're in trouble or you're fucking hurt, time to go, motherfucker. Which is why WWE releases a lot of people, is because they're fucking hurt.
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy. I don't take stock in players.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is these players, well, they treat us like piece of meat.
You are.
We are, motherfucker. You're an expendable item.
Oh my god. This child.
These players are expendables. They're expendable. They're
Line
expendable.
item.
Yeah. Yeah. They're costing the owner money. Let's put it that way. I just don't take stock in players anymore. Just perform. Perform. If you can perform, great. If you can't, get the fuck out. I don't care. Not in the business of caring. Because I'll tell you right now, Ryan Tannehill paid, what was he paid? 4 years at $114 million? Something like that?
Exactly.
To go find them.
Sounds right.
How's that panning out? How's that panning out? See what I mean? Aaron Rodgers performed at a high level, which is why he was offered the 3 years, $150 million. Everybody wanting him to go away are idiots. And everybody taking his side are fucking idiots. I am in the middle. If he's there, he's there. If he's not, he's not. This is why Green Bay went out and drafted Jordan Love.
Yep.
Before Aaron Rodgers went out and won those 2 MVPs, Green Bay wasn't very good. They weren't bad, but they weren't very good. In fact, he was hurt. I think, if I remember correctly. Now, I know they went to the NFC Championship game, right? Great. That NFC Championship game, they gave up 250 yards fucking rushing, and the 49ers only had to throw the ball 8 fucking times.
Yeah.
So where is the problem? It wasn't with the quarterback. Everybody said, oh, Rodgers sucks. Well, he couldn't get on the field. The defense couldn't stop a fucking wet paper bag.
Mm-hmm.
So they went out. Yes, they went out and drafted a quarterback. However, they went out and they had a pretty good draft that year. Yes, they went out and gotten Jordan Love. But they did the same thing with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. They went out and drafted a quarterback because they knew it was almost time. The difference between the two is Aaron Rodgers didn't retire. Brett Favre did. Did Green Bay force him into retirement? He said, she said. Where it is similar is the he said, she said. Has Green Bay come out? I haven't seen one fucking tweet or one fucking thing from the Packers organization that says, yeah, we said that. That's exactly what happened. And even if they did, why would they come out and say that?
So that kind of defeats the purpose of what you're saying.
I'm just saying, but coming out and saying, yeah, that's what we did, kind of stupid, personally. because that makes them look really bad, which is part of the reason why they're not saying anything. Now, that being said, Mark Murphy and Gutekunst have said, we will work with Aaron. And they have said that up until he came onto the fucking Pat McAfee show and said what he said. So he essentially threw the Jets under the fucking bus by doing what he fucking did. But a deal will get done, and it will be for the better for Packers fans. Now everybody's like, Jordan Love is better than Aaron Rodgers. Are you fucking smoking crack? I don't want Jordan Love to be better than Aaron Rodgers. Here's why. Number one, I don't care if he plays like Tannehill the rest of his career. I guarantee it, Green Bay can win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree.
In fact, I would honestly take Tannehill right now, because I guarantee it, the Packers would win a Super Bowl. However, I don't think that's happening. Everybody's saying that, Matt LaFleur can now run his offense. What's to say that he wasn't running his offense? Players just weren't executing it. You don't blame. It was so easy. This is where I take Aaron Rodgers' side. It's so easy to blame one guy when he's the guy, the focal point, the quarterback of a football team. Mm-hmm. You can't fucking. And you've seen me tweet this out and argue with people. It's a team of 53, and then I always got the argument. Well, they took $60 million from Green Bay. He deserved it. At the time, he deserved it. You can't honestly sit here and tell me he didn't deserve the money he got for his performances. Because he made that team better. He made that team better. That team is better with Aaron Rodgers than they are with Jordan Love. Another thing I want to point out is this wish list bullshit. That's not true. It's not fucking true. Aaron Rodgers did come onto the Pat McAfee show and discredited that. And that had nothing to do with the Packers, by the way.
No, that was supposedly his wish list to the Jets.
That Adam Schefter came on there. Now, Adam Schefter did come back and say, yes, it's true, but he also did come back and say, I just wanted to get clarification from the actual source. And Aaron Rodgers responded with what he said. It's another reason why I'm starting to think Aaron Rodgers is lying save his ass.
It's also the fact that Adam Schefter has numerous times just run with a story that he didn't have full details of. Like the asshole he is.
Well, he did come last year. He did say that Aaron Rodgers was going to be traded. The deal. There is a deal in the work. Go ahead.
All of the analysts and sports news guys want to be the one who breaks the big story. So they just throw shit against the wall and then say, "Oh, I'm sorry."
But for people to say that the Packers are better with Jordan Love than they are with Aaron Rodgers are absolutely fooling themselves. I'm not saying, and if Jordan Love does, if Green Bay Packers hit the jackpot for a third time, then Gutekunst is the smartest man in football.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think he is going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. I think he will be serviceable and very good. You put the pieces around him, and you can win. I don't think you can I don't think you can just get mediocre pieces and then expect him to go. He's not going to go out and win you games.
Just careful where you spray that, okay?
He's not going to elevate talent.
He isn't going to elevate talent. He's just going to be there to make sure that He needs to not turn the ball over. It's going to happen. He's going to turn the ball over. All quarterbacks do it. Mm-hmm. They're going to throw interceptions. Aaron Rodgers is just a whole other beast because Aaron Rodgers has said, and I watched him, that videos of Aaron Rodgers dropping dimes into that bucket or basket. Mm-hmm. Jordan Love does the same fucking thing.
Yeah. The whole thing is Jordan Love is just going to need to take the time. Jordan Love is just going to need to take the time to be more in tune with that offensive line to get things running smoothly.
I think what will benefit Jordan Love is he's been sitting behind Aaron. And the whole learning from Aaron. This is another thing that fucking irks me with fucking fans and people. Why in the fuck is it Aaron Rodgers' job to teach Jordan Love how to play quarterback? Jordan Love is a quarterback in college. He already knows how to fucking play quarterback. It's the quarterback coach's job. That's why they have quarterback coaches.
That's what I was going to say.
You don't fucking need a goddamn starting quarterback to worry about teaching. Yeah, he'll teach him little trinkets, and he did. The steps and stuff, like, a quick throw or a RPO throw or whatever. But you
some
don't.
Of the lingo the team uses.
Yeah, I mean, that's the quarterback coach's job.
Yeah, the team.
I don't.
Team phrases.
I hate the people that come out and say, well, this is why Aaron Rodgers needs to go, because he didn't help Jordan Love progress.
Brett Favre didn't help Rodgers.
He did, yes. Aaron Rodgers didn't get help from Brett Favre. He watched him play. He learned what not to fucking do because Aaron Rodgers very seldom threw interceptions. If Brett Favre would just sling the ball and hope it sticks. He's like Vince Russo in wrestling. He would throw something and hope it sticks.
Well, according to his own words from that documentary we watched a couple of times, he was on so many Percocets, he didn't know where the fuck he was.
That was before he got clean. And that was the year before the Super Bowl. So, the Super Bowl win.
Yes.
But, look.
I mean, to take it a step further, Joe Flacco didn't teach anything to Lamar Jackson.
I don't think Lamar Jackson
needed anything from him, but still.
Well, there's little things. Here's the thing. I don't think that these quarterbacks don't teach them anything. It's that they don't have to teach them everything. That's why they have quarterback coaches. I mean, why in the fuck does Aaron Rodgers have to worry about what the guy underneath him is doing? The only thing he needs to tell him is, hey, I'm the captain of this team. You need to be at the meetings. You need to be here. You need to be here. And then show him little things on the field like he did. He doesn't need to, well, on this route, we're running this particular position. You're doing this and the center's doing this. That's not fucking Aaron's job. That's the offensive coordinator and the quarterback's coach. Why in the fuck does a quarterback have to teach? Why even have coaches?
Exactly.
It makes no fucking sense to me, this fucking argument, well, he didn't teach him anything. Shut the fuck up. I guarantee it did. There's many, many videos of him showing them little things on the field. I hate that fucking argument. It's just the dumbest fucking argument on the face of the fucking earth.
And how you doing, Ryan? Nice to see you in the chat.
What's up, Ryan? How's it going? I don't get it. There is something that came out today, right before I came on here. Foster Moreau apparently has Hodgkin's lymphoma, so he will not be playing football this year. Mm-mm. And they just signed him to a pretty good deal. That's one of the players that Cody put in the chat. This is a good signing. It is. I mean, Foster Moreau is a good football player. Now, is he that guy? Is he that guy? No. But, so that just came out today.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the problem with Tom Brady. He really didn't sit behind Drew Bledsoe.
No, he came in right as he was going out, pretty much.
He got hurt. I can't remember what. We have the New England guy. When did Drew Bledsoe get hurt? What game?
Second game of the year.
So Tom Brady came in right after that. Tom Brady started every game after that.
and Brady was a third string guy. It was Belichick who said Brady's going in.
So
it was not.
Can I now? Here's the question.
Yeah.
Do you think that Tom Brady was the reason that team won the Super Bowl that year?
No. That defense was why they won it.
But I would go with Bill Belichick.
He just didn't fuck up. That's all.
No, Tom Brady was a rookie when he won the Super Bowl, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Aaron. I can distinctly remember. It's all right though. I did. Just saying. I think. Again. I think Rodgers is kind of lying and protecting himself.
I'm trying to protect his self-image anyway.
Trying to protect his image after football also, but
No.
Not according to Tim,
No.
who watches him every day.
Look it up. I'm pretty sure that.
I mean, we have a better computer now. You can.
Yeah, but.
I could be wrong. It wasn't the first time. And I watched so much football and it's all blended together.
Jesus fucking Christ. He did come in 2001. So 2001 was his rookie year.
Yeah.
So he didn't sit behind Drew Bledsoe.
And as I said, he was actually the third string quarterback on that team.
Yeah, but didn't the guy in front of him get hurt too, or came out and then he like sucked and then he just put Tom Brady in?
No, they went straight to Brady. Because Bledsoe punted along or something like that. I don't remember what exactly.
Came out in 2000.
Yeah, he.
Okay, so he did sit behind it. But the point is, he sat 1 year. 1 year.
Rodgers sat
So
four.
the thing is, Tom Brady did not. It wasn't Tom Brady that made that team. It was Bill Belichick. I think honestly, if you threw anybody out there, I think New England was winning the Super Bowl that year.
It was.
I'm just gonna say it.
Belichick and the defense and the holdovers from the Parcells time with the team also.
Well,
Because Parcells built a lot of that defense too.
I understand that, but my point is, I'm talking Jordan Love sat behind Aaron Rodgers for 3 years.
Yeah.
1 year and 3 years are two different things, man. Two different things. Like,
yeah, I agree.
because the Patriots the year before were not very good.
No.
They were really good the following year. And then in fact, they ended up winning the Super Bowl. No, and I understand that, but there's a when you say first year, 1 year, and 3 years, if you don't understand the offense by your third year, you aren't gonna make it.
You're not gonna make it.
You're not gonna make it. Now, where I have a problem with it is if you don't have a system in place, which is why I've always said Tom Brady is a system quarterback, because you could throw Tom Brady in any system and you got to change to Tom Brady. I don't think he could run the Arizona Cardinals offense unless you took away the RPO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the spread option that Cam Newton ran in Carolina. There's no way. There's no fucking way. Tom Brady would get fucking killed. He would be 8 inches in a cloud of dust.
Yep.
Because he can't run. Oh. Don't even get me started on that shit.
And this fucking woman in the blue can't keep her feet on the mat for more than 5 fucking seconds.
They keep featuring this fucking clown ass woman too. I can't. Her name is Blue something.
That was terrible.
Sky Blue, yeah, she's a fucking clown. Like, she's their jobber. Like, she gets beat up by everybody. Anyway, damn it! She's fighting this new
Tony Storm.
NWO in AEW. So, man. So with that said, I mean, I take very little stock. What are you doing?
Drinking water.
Oh my god. I take very little stock, and I hate to say this, and I'm not shitting on it. I take very little stock in free agency unless something big happens.
Yeah.
Not that I don't appreciate what Cody was doing, and I do appreciate it. I just think it was a little much. I think it was a little much putting, like, what was a signing? The guy that set me off, Cody. Do you remember?
Who's gonna back up the other guys?
I mean, I just these free agent signings. If it was a sign and trade, that's a big story. The coach thing. What was the coach thing that you put in there that I said was probably the best thing you put in there? The coach hiring? You remember, Cody? Who was it? Huh?
I have to go back and look.
I can do that right now. I'm in the chat.
Trying to think, and I think it was a coach signing. The Cam Newton thing. Let's talk about that real quick. Do you have any other thoughts? Do you have any other thoughts on Aaron Rodgers? I mean, have at it. Just have fun with him, and just have fun with him for a year in the AFC East.
Mm-hmm.
So the Jets might be the team to beat in the AFC East next year. Everybody's gonna fucking pick them. You watch.
Yeah.
Even though they're signing a bunch of fucking Packers rejects. I'm sorry, but Alan Lazard isn't that great. And if they sign Randall Cobb, like, why are the Jets and getting Nathaniel Hackett? Come on, man. I don't think that's why Aaron wants to play with the Jets. And if it is, good luck, man. I don't think the Jets are going to be any better than the Packers were last year. I don't think the Jets are going to be any better than they were last year with Aaron Rodgers. I really fucking don't. I don't think Aaron Rodgers... It's not that I don't think Aaron Rodgers can do it. I just don't think he has... Those players in that just aren't that good.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of them out there that are good. Corey Davis. Oh, the Dan Snyder thing. You could have said that.
Yeah.
You could have said that. That's big news. Dan Snyder.
Yeah.
He's selling the team.
You kind of have to because of the legal trouble they
Yeah,
got into.
you know what? If he's a billionaire, like, he gives a shit. I guarantee it, he beats it if he fights it. He's just sick and tired of the bullshit. He's sick and tired of the fans shitting on him. If it wasn't for Dan Snyder, Washington may not have a football team. Think about that for a minute before you start shitting all over the guy. He bought the team, and I honestly think they were getting ready to leave Washington.
You probably were.
And he's what kept them there.
Yeah, it was the only...
There was one other thing. Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell, they're putting together a package to owners. Here's another thing. The owners pay Roger Goodell's salary.
Yes.
Bet you didn't know that, did you?
I knew that.
So all 32 owners pay Roger Goodell's salary. And it doesn't count against salary cap or anything.
No.
Cam Newton. I know Cody thought I was mad at him. Cody, I feel bad for Cody, I really do, because that's a lot of times I'm in there, I'm like, no, Cody, but you say, so I'm going to say this. When you guys put stuff in the chat, I might disagree with it, but that doesn't mean you can't put it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I'm saying? I personally, I'm just not even going to... So essentially, when you put stuff in there, like if it's newsworthy, I'll mention it. But if it's not, I might skip over it. Like, I'm not going to talk about every single signing that happens. This is my point.
Yeah.
You can put it in, you can put whatever the fuck you want in there. You are flooding the chat, and then you got to scroll back up and all that stuff. I mean...
It took me 4 runs.
And I will tell you this... And I will tell you this, if you're taking it from Twitter, I can almost guarantee you I've seen it. So you don't need to put it in. You don't need to put it in the chat. That's another thing that, that I should say. I see it because I have Twitter open. So I see it. But you don't need to. That's why another thing, you don't really need to put everything in there. Now, I might miss something. Go ahead and put it in there, like if it's big. That's what I mean by if it's big news, put it in there because I might have missed it. But like every single free agent signing, like I'll show you my timeline. It's all Packers shit. When is Aaron Rodgers? Here's what I would offer. Here's what I would offer. How about you suck my dick and then we can offer? Think about that for. It's just. Yeah. So. I don't mind if you put stuff in there, but I'm just letting you know. If it's on Twitter, I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But let's talk about Cam Newton. Cam Newton came out and said, there are not 32 motherfuckers that are better than me. I think that's true. Now, I don't think he's better than Aaron Rodgers, whoever you said was in. No, and that I agree with. But there are some quarterbacks out there that he is better than.
Yes.
Baker Mayfield being one of them. Let me see. Kyler Murray being another. I think he's better than Kyler Murray.
Well, Kyler Murray wants to play Call of Duty all the time. So.
Kyler Murray I don't think he's... The kids that come from Oklahoma are lost. Except for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is the only one that I haven't seen. What?
You're supposed to sit near that.
Okay.
Baker Mayfield.
I already said Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is one.
No, I'm not saying that who Cam Newton is better than.
Well, that's what we're talking about.
I thought you were done with that and moving on.
No. I'm just talking about he came from Oklahoma, which Jalen Hurts, thank you.
Devil gay.
Such a dork. She just sprayed me with water. Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield, and Kyler Murray came from Oklahoma. And they just, besides Jalen Hurts, them two have something wrong with their head.
Yeah.
They're playing a game and getting paid millions to do it, but yet acting like fucking clowns. But Cam Newton, I don't think he came out and said, I'm better than the other 32 starters. I think that was... you weren't the only... I shouldn't say you were the one. There were people on there, like, you're not better than any 32. I almost guarantee you he's better than those two that I mentioned.
Yeah.
Is he better than Deshaun Watson? No, but he has more character than Deshaun Watson does.
Mm.
He hasn't gotten in trouble.
Yeah.
Does he act like
Does he
act like a prima donna? Sure, but fucking so do like.
He acts like a peacock.
Yeah. There's 53 players. Multiply that by 32. All, 1,600 of them that are on actual NFL rosters are fucking prima donnas because they think they're better. He's not better than Jimmy Garoppolo, and he might be better than Tua Tagovailoa.
And if they could both stay healthy, they would end up being better than him.
I don't
They
think.
don't know how.
I think Tua Tagovailoa is. He's not as good as people think he is. I said that when the draft. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't think Bryce Young is the best player in the draft. Everybody says, "Oh, Bryce Young's great. Bryce Young's the best player to ever come out of Alabama." The fuck are you smoking? You said that about Mac Jones. The fuck are you people? What the fuck are people talking about? Bryce Young might be a serviceable quarterback. I don't think he's that good.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely not better. He's definitely, and I've seen C.J. Stroud play. He's definitely not better than C.J. Stroud. But he didn't go to the national championship game.
Is not that strong.
So there's a difference, and I've said this over and over and over again. There's a difference between NFL Open and Alabama Open.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the players that Alabama gets at wide receiver.
Yep. Part of the reason why, and Mac Jones is just like this, part of the reason why Alabama quarterbacks have a hard time succeeding in the NFL is because they are playing at Alabama with
Other
top 25 talent on offense.
that is true.
NFL, they're lucky if they have top 100 on offense player.
Yes. So that's my issue with them. Alabama quarterbacks. I think C.J. Stroud is better. Now, I'm starting to think that Ohio State quarterbacks aren't that good either. I've seen that the other kid from Florida, nobody was talking about him. And this is where I'm going back to the scouting combine. He ran, I think it was like a 4.40 or whatever, and everybody's like, "Oh, well, he's a first round pick."
Camera's over there.
Why? He didn't look that good in college. He didn't look bad, but he didn't look like a first round guy to me. Because he can run a 4.40, now he's a first round pick. I don't understand. Huh?
But he's more of a third rounder.
He's not a third rounder? What?
He said
No, he
not
said he's more of a third rounder.
No. Everybody's saying he's the third best quarterback in the draft now. Everybody's thinking he's going to be the third quarterback taken.
Huh?
I don't see it. Just because he ran a 4.40? And that's all I see. I see these people take all this stock into the scouting combine. And the only thing you ever see from the scouting combine is the 40, the bench press, and the vertical leap.
Yeah.
And if the guy fucking is the best in all three of those, oh, he's a first round pick. You can go to fucking Madden, and you look at the players, like the draft players, and you go on there, and all of a sudden you see like certain players, and like Bryce Young, like he's the best player out there. Like how? Why? How? Because he's accurate. Played for fucking Alabama. Do you think? I don't think that if he played for Wisconsin, he wouldn't be a first round pick. Look at Graham Mertz.
I got you.
Graham Mertz was one of the best quarterbacks to come out of that class. In fact, I think he was right behind Bryce Young. And look at where he's at now. He may not even make the NFL because he was at Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Think about that for a minute. So everybody's taking stock into what they're seeing in college and thinking that this kid projects. I want to see him go up against the best of the best, the best of the best. I want to see you're picking a guy number one to be projected. This is why I don't like starting rookie quarterbacks unless you absolutely necessarily have to. Now, if they had a veteran quarterback in Jacksonville and they drafted Trevor Lawrence number 1, I bet they let Trevor Lawrence sit behind that guy for 1 year. Because Trevor Lawrence would only need 1 year.
Yeah.
Because you look at Trevor Lawrence, his rookie year compared to this year, fucking night and day. Trevor Lawrence is the best quarterback out of that draft. Anybody that thinks that Zach Wilson is even remotely close to being the number 2 pick in the fucking draft, you're fucking high. You're a complete fucking idiot. Zach Wilson should have gone unfucking drafted. I said why? Because he played in a school that doesn't fucking play anybody. And when he did, when they aren't even in a conference, they're an independent school. They're like Notre Dame. And even when he did go up against competition, he didn't look that great. Where I will give Bryce Young and Trevor Lawrence credit, they played against competition.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. I told everybody, you do not want to draft this guy. I wish to God I was the owner of the Jets, because I would have said, you draft this guy, I'm fucking firing your ass. And I would have. I would have fucking called the guy up and fired his ass. Because that kid is terrible. He's a backup. And the Jets decided to go out and draft him as their franchise quarterback. Laughable. Now they're trying to trade for Aaron Rodgers. There's a reason why.
I mean, they had Joe Flacco. They could have gotten 2 years out of him at least.
All right, Joe Flacco is done.
It's still better than the options they
So
had.
here's the thing: he couldn't beat Zach Wilson out. That's the problem.
They never tried. They always just went straight to Zach Wilson.
No. They didn't even put him in.
Exactly my point.
They put Mike White in.
And then Mike White signed with Miami, I think.
The Jets are stuck with Zach Wilson until his contract now. Nobody's going to want that.
No.
Sam Darnold, I think, is a better quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I think he should have gotten a chance in Carolina. That's just me. Didn't he sign with somebody?
I can't look at my phone.
So I
So
don't know.
Isn't he on the Bears now?
No. Let me look here. I got it.
Oh, Sam Darnold. I thought you were talking about Wilson.
49ers signed him.
Ah.
How much you want to bet he takes a starting job from Brock Purdy? Well, bet me.
No, because he probably will.
I think Sam Darnold's a better quarterback. I don't know why the Jets didn't put anybody around fucking Sam Darnold.
And
It's for the kid to succeed.
flourish.
Zach Wilson gets weapons and can't. Because the Jets had a pretty good fucking offense. The problem is their quarterback sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, he beat Green Bay, but it wasn't because of Zach Wilson.
No, that was Green Bay.
Green Bay just decided not to fucking show up.
Green Bay beat themselves.
Green Bay beat themselves every fucking game they played. None of it was Aaron Rodgers' fault. It just seemed like we're just going to go through the motions. It just tells me Aaron Rodgers didn't want to fucking be there. And I said that he did, which made me look like an ass, which is another reason why I'm upset with Rodgers. You want to be paid $50 million, you fucking play like you want to play. You don't just throw the ball away just because you don't want to throw a fucking interception. Who cares? Sometimes it fucking happens. You can't throw only 4 interceptions every year, you know? So, Cody, who is the, and we're about to end it here, who is the top free agent out there right now? Do you know? I haven't looked at that list that you put in there, but go ahead.
I haven't looked at it lately.
I don't think anybody's been signed lately.
I want to say Odell Beckham.
Okay. Yep. So that's pretty much. Yeah. So, in summary, for the show, honestly, I'm one of those, don't take much stock into free agency unless it's a big move that is made. And Aaron Rodgers deal, still waiting on that. The Dan Snyder thing, that's pretty big news. Those are the kinds of things that I would do a show for in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we are going to do the draft, which is in next month. And I think it's a month from today, actually. I
believe you're correct. Are we doing that at the start of season 4?
No, because it's the end. It's not the end of the season. Well, I mean, this is the start of a new season, so yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I wouldn't even call it a season. I'd just call it a special, personally.
Yeah.
But as soon as the move is made, we might come back on and talk about Aaron. If it's made before the draft, we'll come on and we'll talk about the Aaron Rodgers thing, the deal.
Is being traded at some people before the draft, right?
But right, yeah, well,
because they need to know what money they have available for.
Well, no, because I don't know when his contract becomes active. They have until a certain day, and I think it's before the draft. I just know they had to be under the salary cap at a certain time. Right now, Green Bay is like they're $24 million under the salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
So they have money to spend, but why spend it?
On free agency when you can use it in the draft.
No, because they get money plotted for that. So there's that. Is there anything, Cody, that you wanted to say or of importance, or if there's anything you want to talk about? No, go ahead.
About the Alabama quarterback.
Do what? Say it again.
And I wanted to make a point about Alabama quarterback.
About Bryce Young? Go ahead.
You keep cutting out, Cody. That's the problem.
I'm a quarterback that's from Alabama. They don't produce good.
Well, they do. Okay, so here's the thing. You look at Mac Jones. You put him in a system to succeed, and he'll be fine. Who is an Alabama quarterback before him?
Jalen Hurts, I think.
No.
Kyler Murray.
Tua.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Tua. You're right. Yeah.
You look at Tua. You put him in a system. Do you really think Tua is the guy that's going to make? Do you know what I mean? Do you see where I'm going? Is he the franchise guy? Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying now. Bryce Young may surprise me, but I don't think so. I think C.J. Stroud is a better quarterback. He has the size, he has the mobility, he has the arm. In fact, it's stronger than Bryce Young's. And it's more accurate than Bryce Young's. So I don't know. He's Justin Fields-ish. Where Justin Fields, I think it probably should have went to the Jets. And we wouldn't be having, Packers and Jets wouldn't be having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But that's neither here nor there. But I'm not hating on the Alabama quarterback. I'm not hating on Alabama. I want to point that out. The only reason I'm saying what I'm saying is people take so much stock in what these Alabama quarterbacks do, not saying that they aren't good, but Jesus Christ, I think I could play quarterback for Alabama if I had an arm. And I could throw the ball. I think I could play for Alabama. I don't think they need a top guy as a quarterback at Alabama. They don't. That's my point. That's my only point. And then Alabama has these. He's the best quarterback in the draft because he's accurate. Is he though? I mean, I don't think there's a team in the SEC besides Georgia, and you look at what Georgia can do.
Yeah.
I mean, Stetson Bennett. If we're going to play that, Stetson Bennett's the best quarterback in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not. That's all I'm saying. So, but again, I'm not hating on Alabama quarterbacks. I think C.J. Stroud is just better. And it's okay. Mm-hmm. That's my opinion. I've seen Bryce Young play. He might be worth a mid-first round pick. I would not go out and get him right away. I would not put my franchise on him. That's all I'm saying. Because he's going to end up starting.
Yep.
And I don't know if he is ready for that. Justin Fields didn't start right away. And look at how much trouble he's having. So, there's that. So, is there anything else?
I'm good.
I'm betting my phone's about dead.
Say it again?
His phone's about dead.
Yeah, my phone's about dead.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to end it here. Don't forget to jump over to Horny Goat. They're going to be playing HGM mode, go home show for WrestleMania tonight. I will not be there. I might be there for a few minutes, but everybody have a great night. Don't forget that starts approximately about 10:30ish my time, so it'll be 11:30 Eastern time.
11:30, 10:30 Central.
Somewhere in there, in that time.
Right.
So with that said, I want to thank Cody for showing up and taking my shit. I'm just kidding. I like I said, I do appreciate putting stuff in there. I personally, I've seen it, so I don't need to see it. That's all I'm saying. If it's big news, put it in there because you never know. Like the Dan Snyder thing. That is something I'll talk about.
Yeah.
What about him?
Trade rumors.
Is something happened yet, though?
No.
Okay, so when something happens, then put it in there. That is something... Yeah. Like I said, like if Rodgers gets traded, put that in there because, I'll see it, but go ahead and put it in there, so...
Rodgers gets traded, Lamar Jackson gets signed, Odell Beckham Jr. signs with someone...
Well, I know that the Lamar Jackson thing will be a little sketchy. What'll make news there is whether or not Baltimore matches it. If Baltimore doesn't match it, then we know what's happening.
Yeah. And according to tweets he's put out recently, that quote that was supposedly from him seems to be wrong.
Okay. So there you go.
I was going to say, I don't think he wants out of Baltimore. He loves Harbaugh too much.
I think I would hate Harbaugh right now because he doesn't allow him to run the offense. That's just me. I think they got a different offensive coordinator. I'm not sure.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
No, that's part of the problem.
Yes.
So that being said, do you have anything to add?
No, just that Lamar came out himself with cryptic tweets of like, yeah, okay.
Okay.
With what was said.
Got it. All right. So with that being said, I want to thank Cody. I do appreciate the stuff you put in there. Just, Jesus, not everything. Tim, is one thing. Is there any new rules changes?
There have been 9 rules that they have asked to have changed. I'm not going to go over all 9. I'm not going to do that.
What's the big one?
The 3 that I am going to, the ones that I am, the Texans want to expand the replay officials' jurisdiction for review on a failed 4th down attempt. I don't mind that. It's a turnover. It should have already been there.
Well, it's a turnover on downs. It's not a turnover. Anyway.
Yeah, but it should still be.
I mean, that's debatable.
The Rams want to make roughing the passer calls subject to a replay assist.
I agree with that.
Review by a coaching
I agree
challenge.
with
I
that.
agree with that. Lions put up 3 rule changes. One of them expanded the coach's challenge system to include personal fouls. I like that idea. Expand the replay official's jurisdiction to allow them to consult on penalty assessment. And then the Eagles decided to go nuts and they want the XFL.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this right now about fuck the XFL.
They want to allow a 4th and 20.
But okay, so
20-yard time.
I am an NFL purist. You do that? 4th and 20. I mean, come on, man.
We see teams that get that all the time.
Because here's the thing. Teams are just going to play a fucking prevent defense on 4th and 20 so that they can't fucking get the first down. Mm-hmm. They're going to make it fucking impossible. It won't work. Because defense is going to be like... And if the NFL goes, well, you got to play a regular defense. You can't play a prevent. Then, well, why the fuck even do it? It's so dumb. Why should a defense have to suffer just to make fucking offense look so fucking good? And for this fact... Here's a rule that I think they should get rid of. Any fucking yardage you get doesn't count in overtime.
Oh, you put stat.
Because now you're just padding stats. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, now you're just padding stats.
You're padding stats.
That's like the quarterback who their team was up 35-10, throws another touchdown just to get...
Yeah.
Just because they want to get records or something like that.
Right. And I did see a tweet somebody did put out. I think it was one of the people that I'm following. If you don't like teams running up the score, stop crying about it. Stop them. Wham fucking wham. You're a fucking professional. Deal. It happens. Sometimes you get beat 70-0. Sometimes you win 70-0. You don't like it? Stop them. Now I will say, okay, put in your second string. This is when I'd put my second string in to see what they can do.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to not run my offense. Unless it's the end of the game and they have no timeouts and it's under the time and the game's over. Then I'm not going to fucking run another play. But if that team has timeouts and there's still time to play, I'm not fucking just gonna fucking that's like I'm just gonna take a knee 3 fucking times in a row. Fuck that shit. Get the fuck out of here. That's just lazy. Like in wrestling, it's lazy booking. So yeah, the rules changes, the XFL rules. I think it would hurt the game.
It would.
The NFL game it would hurt because I think football purists would not. I mean, all right, let's look at the ratings. People still watch the NFL a lot more. Like, if the XFL was bringing in millions and millions and millions and millions of people, I think the NFL would be like, they might have something here. But if they're only bringing, I don't even know what the ratings are for the football. If they only bring in, like, AEW ratings, why in the fuck change shit? There's no need. There's no need. Yeah. Just leave the game the fuck alone. The only rule that I would personally change is the fucking reception rule. Just go back to the fucking 2 feet. You got to get 2 feet down. If you have possession of the ball, this you got to maintain. Fuck off. The guy caught the ball, got both feet down. He caught the ball. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Just go back. They moved the goalposts on that rule all the fucking time, and I fucking hate it. Now it's interpreted. And Tim and I get into heated discussions about how the rule is interpreted. You want to talk about interpreted? The NFL referees interpret that rule. That's why I always come up with the fucking argument, yes, you can review roughing the passer. If they're going to interpret that, they can interpret. Do you see what I'm saying?
The ones I want major penalties available. I.e., roughing the passer, pass interference, and your
roughing the kicker too.
Foul calls. Those are the 3 major penalties that I want reviewed.
The roughing the kicker one is another one that should be reviewed.
Roughing the kicker should be reviewable because anything that's 15 yards or more should be reviewable.
I don't even like the running into the kicker fucking rule. The guy's going after the ball. Again, if the guy's going after the ball, why are you throwing a flag? If the guy full on just fucking plows the fucking kicker over, then throw the flag.
Or if you have those over dramatic kickers that take the dive, punish the offense.
They do need they do it in basketball. I watched the game.
Punters who NBA sell.
Yes. They do the LeBron thing.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, rules, they just... I remember when the game was simple. I remember when it was simple. And they make it so fucking complicated now.
They've overcomplicated the catch rule. They changed it like 4 or 5 times.
Like I said, they moved the goalpost.
Yeah, and it's not like it's this, like they're letting it sit for a year. It's every year they're changing it. It's like you don't even, and so then you're gonna have officials calling it under one set of rules, and it's like, oh wait, I called it under the wrong set of wrong year's rules.
Right. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Go into settings.
What? Wait, what? Just give me a second here.
It should be catching it, but it's not.
It's not. Say something now, Tim.
Say something now, Tim.
Yeah, there you go. For some reason, the audio was fucked up. Apparently, they could hear you, but it is what it is.
I think it's echoing through the mic again.
Yeah, it's okay.
The chat rule's screwed up.
So there is one thing, and I know somebody, and I got into a really heated argument with somebody about the extra point rule. I hate the way the XFL does it. You're taking the game of football and turning it into, you might as well call it quarterback ball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because football, kicking game is part of football. And everybody, that fucking extra points are fucking, they're like automatic. I'm going to go one further. And the argument that I put out is I can go one further. Most kickers nowadays could kick a 50-yard field goal with no fucking problem.
Yeah. Most of them
So,
are 50.
Shut the fuck up about getting rid of the fucking extra point. They've already moved it back 15 yards. You're gonna be, or no, actually it's 12 yards. Mm-hmm. You'll be fine. It'll be fucking K if they make a fucking extra point. It's only one. That's why it's only worth one fucking point.
Yeah, it's only one.
If it was worth an extra 6 points, then I would see bitching about it. Or if it was worth 3 points, then I could see bitching about it. But it's not. It's one extra point.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares? The 2-point conversion rule was added. Fine. It's not. No, the NFL isn't. It's the fans. They're like, I'm so sick of the overtime rules. I personally like the fucking rule change. If it goes to overtime, both teams should get a fucking shot at scoring. Whether or not the team scored a fucking touchdown. Because how can you punish a team that... How can you punish... like last year, Kansas City. How could you punish Kansas... Or, I'm not Kansas City, but yeah, Kansas City, right? Or Buffalo. Buffalo tied it up.
Yep.
How do you punish Buffalo by not giving them a chance to score?
Mm-hmm.
That is taking away from the game. Those are rule changes that need to happen.
Yeah.
You got to give that team an actual chance at trying.
What I didn't like was before the rule changes came into place, you had players like Travis Kelce coming out saying that it's not fair that we didn't get a chance to possess the ball. Then the following year, you just got to play. He then comes out and says, after they beat the Bills in overtime,
okay, well,
you got to play defense. It's like you can't have it both ways.
So we're talking about a guy, you know. Now you're talking about a guy that came out on the Super Bowl and said that nobody thought Kansas City was getting to the Super Bowl. Dude, shut the fuck up.
Oh, he is the biggest tool bag.
He is a fucking dumbass for coming out and saying, I literally said it at the beginning of the fucking year. I think I picked Kansas City to go to the Super Bowl, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
We were of the mindset that Kansas City was the odds-on favorite to go to the Super Bowl.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Out of the AFC.
Right. I'm also sick and tired of these fucking fans saying you're ruining fucking Aaron Rodgers' prime, and now people are saying you're ruining Josh Allen's prime. Like, really? I think Josh Allen has some pretty good fucking players. I think that was on Josh Allen. That game.
That was on Allen. He played horrible that game.
He's not very good in the clutch. That's a problem for them that he's got to fix. Once he fixes that, I think he's the guy. Actually, I thought Buffalo was going to make the Super Bowl this year, but Kansas City was. I think I had Kansas City in the NFC Championship game.
But how are they in the NFC? I'm being a wise ass.
No, you're fine. I don't think you're being.
No,
a wise
you
ass.
said NFC Championship game.
Did I? I don't care. I didn't hear you. But that being said, I don't have anything else. We'll be back. If there is some news that comes out, we'll jump on here real quick and talk about it. And it'll be at night. I'm not going to come on fucking breaking news right as it happens.
Breaking news.
We'll talk about it when it happens. So that being said, I'm going to get out of here. Heather's got to get ready for the show. And
No, shoot a crack fire.
So I want to thank Tim. Tim, thanks for jumping on. We'll get Rayshawn back on here. I know
He's on his schedule.
he's crying about fucking them
releasing the trade with the Eagle player.
The trade with the Eagles player, even though I don't think that he's that big. Honestly, I'm going to tell you the one team that I think is probably the favorite in the NFC this year is the Dallas Cowboys.
Probably if they
The
the
Dallas Cowboys legitimately right now are probably the team to beat in the NFC. With all of the moves that they've made, because their defense is fine, but they added some pieces, and they added some pieces on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
I personally don't think it's fair that Jerry Jones uses his own money to pay people, which is what he did.
I don't approve of that.
I think you should stay within the salary cap.
Save your money to pay for your arena.
Well, no, it's not even that. Just because you can. And this is why we have this issue with fucking billionaires or millionaires saying, I'm not going to take a fucking pay cut. Don't use your own money because you're making owners look like fucking assholes when you do that shit. There's a reason there's a salary cap. Stay within it. Don't go over it. It's not that fucking hard. Green Bay doesn't do that. They can't. They have operating income of $20 million, I read. That's all they have. Their money comes from the stocks that they sell. That's it.
Yeah.
So, that being said, everybody have a great night. Stay safe. Be well. We'll be back when there is more news. Don't forget to jump over on the Horny Goat here in about an hour and a half-ish or so. They're going to be doing the Horny Goat GM mode, the go-home show for WrestleMania. Again, Cody, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. We will talk to you guys when we talk to you guys. Thanks for being here, everybody. Yep. Have a great night.
Night. I'm bleeding.